And most polls show Trump's support amongst African-American voters is well below 10%. And one of the challenges the Clinton campaign is facing is trying to harness the enthusiasm of her former challenger, Senator Bernie Sanders. Senator Sanders trounced Hillary Clinton in Minnesota caucuses last winter. One of the key reasons, the support of Minnesota Congressman Keith Ellison. And joining us now is Congressman Ellison. Thank you so much for coming on.
Great to be here, Esme.
Before we get to the campaign, I know that you did want to say something about Jacob Wetterling.
I just want to say my heart goes out to them. My family was praying for the Wetterling family. And I also want to say that when horrible tragedy hits you, you know, nobody would blame a family for turning in, but the Wetterling family turned out. And Patty Wetterling and her family literally made protection and support of children their life's work. So sadly, we can't bring Jacob back, but maybe there's some other children who have been saved by
Absolutely.
the great work she's done. And so that's all I really wanted to say. And thanks everybody for keeping their porch lights on and everything anyone has ever done. And our kids are precious, and I think this is a reminder of that. And you know, just prayers for the Wetterling family.
Absolutely. All right, sir, let's switch to the campaign trail. You actually were one of the earliest supporters, one of the few in Congress to support Bernie Sanders. You just saw that piece. I mean, Hillary Clinton has a lot of problems with this email situation. It just doesn't go away. How do you challenge or channel, I know that Clinton campaigns got you on board, how do you channel the enthusiasm of Bernie's supporters? Well,
you know, Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton combined to write a great platform that addresses expansion of Social Security, increasing the minimum wage, strengthening the right to organize in a labor union, environmental protection, investing in college, and trying to return us to a debt-free world in college that we used to have. When I graduated from law school, I had $12,000 in debt. Kids pick that up in a semester nowadays.
Some people would be, yeah, exactly, happy with that.
Yeah.
But so you like the Bernie supporters that you talked to, there was such passion and enthusiasm. Yeah. I mean, you don't see that at these Clinton rallies.
Well, you know, the one thing I'll say is that Hillary Clinton does believe in making a better life for all Americans. She has committed her life to the concept. I mean, I had a bill with her one time when she and I were trying to protect kids from lead exposure who lived in public housing. Now, that's not that's not the issue that people talk about in campaigns usually, but she cared about that. She shepherded the state children's health insurance program. Now, if anybody feels like, you know, she's not their first choice candidate, my point is, this is not a multiple choice. This is a pass fail, right? I mean, we got Trump or we got Clinton. That's who's in this race right now, and she, in my view, is a worthy, good candidate for my support, and I hope other people support her too.
All right. Let me ask you about an issue that's been controversial and in the news here, the $15 a wage proposal. It's not going to be on the ballot now because of the Supreme Court ruling, but I know this is an issue that you have really worked hard on.
Absolutely. Well, let me tell you this. I think that the people who are pushing this should take pride in the fact that the Minneapolis City Council voted 10-2 to increase the minimum wage on a municipal level. So sometimes you can win without winning the way you thought you were going to win. They've won a commitment to the City Council to push up those wages for people who are struggling so hard every day. You know, if you make minimum wage, you can still be eligible for food stamps, and that's assuming you're working full time. You know, apartments have been going up. We need to increase the minimum wage. It's not been keeping pace with inflation. So I commend everybody, including our Minneapolis City Council, who has made a commitment to increase the minimum wage. Good for them.
All right, and just quickly, Southwest LRT.
Oh, yeah.
Funding appears to have come from the state level. You think that's great?
Well, I think it is the best option among a bunch of bad ones. I mean, the state legislature.
It's pretty controversial for a lot of people.
Sure, but the state legislature should have stepped up to the plate. I mean, everybody else, this is a small amount of money that we're asking the state to come up with. The feds are covering half of it. Local communities have covered the bulk of it, and yet it's been blocked at the state level. So, look, I think that this is not the ideal way to do it, but we cannot let this project fail. Because listen to the CEOs of major corporations. They say we've got to be able to move people around. Suburban mayors say it, and inner city residents who are trying to get to high wage jobs from North Minneapolis say so too. We have a collection and a coalition of interests here. We need to move forward. And thanks to Governor Dayton, we did.
All right. Well, Congressman Keith Ellison, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Esme.